Hello, 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 Dr. Jessica Houston, founder of the Elite Speakers Institute, international speaker and speaker coach. And what I'm really excited about is I'm going to be doing a series entitled It's Not Over. It is not over. So very recently, endured a loss that was devastating, just to make sure that you understand. A devastating loss. And I had to really go to my place of faith. This brought up anger, it brought up past trauma, it brought up, it took me back on the brink of experiencing what I experienced years ago of just like, what do I want to do? What's going on with my life? Why is this happening? This is not fair. And my mom gave me a really good pep talk and basically said, you are not going back there, which is great. Talked to my sister, talked to a good friend. We had some really, really good discussions about being angry with God. This is something that a lot of people, especially Christians, refuse to talk about. But I think if you've ever experienced a deep loss, then you know what I'm talking about. Like, it's possible to love God, to reverence God, to worship God, but to wonder, why did you allow that to happen? And so I came to the conclusion that hope is only lost if I lose it. And so my goal is to remain in a place of, yes, this hurts, but also this is not the end. This is the beginning. Things didn't turn out the way that I wanted them to, but that does not mean that my promise will not manifest. And so if you're going through a tough time, if you're dealing with loss, if you're dealing with grief, if you're dealing with depression, I just want to encourage you that it is not over. I went to the scripture this morning and I've written it down. Hebrews 10:35-36. Therefore, do not cast away your confidence, which has great reward, for you have need of endurance. For after you have done the will of God, you may receive the promise. And so there are just times in life when you're gonna hit a rough patch. There are times when your reality will be turned upside down, when your faith might be shaken, when you might be feeling lost, confused, angry. But that does not mean that things won't get better. And I truly do believe that if you open your eyes and you are on top of the soil, you're blessed. And you also have another opportunity to step into the promises that have been spoken over your life, whether that's a promise that you've spoken, a promise that your grandma, your great grandma, your great great grandma, or grandfather has spoken over your life, a promise that you know God has given you. Don't be so quick to throw in the towel and feel like all hope has been lost, because it hasn't. And another thought I had this morning was, even when you're in a period of deep grief, and as I'm recording this is Father's Day, so it's also another Hmm. I guess I'll say it's also another loss that I endured, and that was in 2015. But it still hurts. And so I realized that even when you're in that period, that phase of, this is hard. I don't believe this. I don't believe this is happening to me. I don't believe I'm going through this. You still have a choice. Um, you can stay in the bed all day. You can just throw everything away, all of your goals, all of your dreams, all of your desires, because this horrible thing has happened to you. And you know what? If you did that, it would be understandable. You know what? Sometimes you have a right to just go to that place. But it's my belief that you should not stay there. And so it is a day by day walk. Like, there may be a day where you are happy, you're excited, no tears. You're like, I've got this. And then you go to sleep and wake up the next morning crying. Like, that's grief, that's life. But again, you have a choice. So when you wake up, you're feeling sad, you're crying, feel it, sit with it. But at some point, you got to say, okay, what is my goal for today? What do I want to accomplish today? Because you cannot stay there. Even if you got to say, you know what, I'll give myself the mornings to feel like I want to feel. And even maybe after dinner, before dinner, feel what I want to feel. But that's it. Like, during the day, I'm going to obviously engage in distractions, but I'm going to be productive during the day. I'm going to smile. I'm going to laugh. I'm going to live. I'm not going to basically pour my entire life down the drain because of this experience. And so I know I've been long-winded, but I'm excited to have this discussion about it's not over. And let me know your thoughts. How do you handle grief? How do you handle loss? How do you handle extreme disappointment? It's not easy. And a lot of times people think, oh, because I am a motivational speaker, and I don't really even consider myself to be that, but a lot of people consider me to be a motivational speaker. They think, oh, she doesn't have these rough patches. Oh, baby, I do. I do. But I do want you to know that I love you, that I believe in you, and that I know for a fact that it's not over. It's not over.